I don't think Conor McGregor wants it anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's over. And I think if he has to fight elite competition or people who are hungry, he will lose continually because he's not going to dig deep anymore to do it. And why should he? Is $100 million. Anybody with that type of money shouldn't be fighting. You have to be literally crazy. You have to have a psychotic desire for attention to be worth $100 million and want to continue fighting. Floyd Mayweather has that.
Yeah.
He's also the most skilled athlete that we've ever seen in terms of their discipline. So he can get away with it. But like once you have $100 million, the drive to fight, to put yourself at risk when you have a beautiful family at home, a wife, a lifestyle.
You did everything you ever wanted to do.
You've accomplished everything you ever wanted. The only reason you have to continue fighting is because you are addicted to the attention. And I don't know if Mayweather is, not Mayweather, I don't know if McGregor is. Mayweather, yes. But I don't think McGregor is. I truly don't think he is. I think he's a little bit more self-actualized than Mayweather. And I think he likes the attention, don't get me wrong. But even in the way that he was like talking to Dustin, he almost like liked him. He was almost like happy for Dustin's victory.
It was a different Conor, it seemed like. Just
Yeah.
mad friendly, mad whatever.
And you should be friendly. When you're worth $100 million, you should want Dustin's hot sauce business to be successful. You should think Dustin is a good family man and like has this charity that's really trying to help disenfranchised people. Like you should want that. When you have all that money, you should want to help people. But you shouldn't be in the business of knocking them unconscious.
Right.
You need to be hungry. You need to be starving. Yeah. Dustin is fine financially, I assume, but he is starving. When you saw him in there, that was a starving fucking dog.
Apparently he said some shit after the fight like, I don't even want to fight anymore.
But I'm damn good at it.
I'm just so fucking good at it.
Yeah, I'm a dog.
He's a fucking dog.
Yeah.
And he could say that he doesn't like it. I think what he didn't like, and he kind of expounded on that a little bit, he said he didn't like the 2 weeks of like quarantine in the hotel.
Okay.
I think McGregor was brilliant just renting the yacht. Because now you're not locked in a fucking hotel room for 2 weeks. You're like enjoying. He had this massive yacht that he's staying out that was right in front of what looked like the facility. So like you're basically outside. You're hanging out. You're doing whatever you want to do. You're not in a hotel room like Dustin was.
And has a fire flex too. You're walking up to the venue, you see this massive yacht. You're like, oh fuck.
Also, imagine it's right outside the window from Dustin.
Yeah, I gotta fight that guy.
You got to fight that one. But you know what? That's motivation for Dustin.
Yeah, that's what I would think. I would think it's like, I'm going to fuck this guy up. Fuck
Bro,
you.
and listen, Dustin is no slouch. Don't get me wrong. But Conor, I truly think you reach some sort of financial threshold where it is not worth it. You get punched in the face a few times when you have $100 million, and you're like, what am I doing? Well, I want to remember what my kids tell me. I want to remember it.
He might not after Saturday. Shit.
Real talk. I mean, there will come a time if football continues to grow in popularity and they start making more and more and more money where you will see football players, and it's already started to happen.
Already started.
But you'll see more and more football players retire. Right now, it's hard for them to accumulate that type of fuck you wealth in a short span, especially certain positions that don't get paid really that much.
Yeah.
Like, what is the top lineman getting paid?
70 for like 6 years or whatever.
So it's really good money, don't get me wrong, but you got to put your body through punishment for 6 years.
Yeah.
And once they start making that fuck you money, you're going to see short careers, man, in and out. This is not worth it. I'm telling you, man, it is. You can't be worth that amount of money and still maintain your success level unless you have a serious addiction to attention.
I agree with you. Something in Conor has definitely changed. Like, he used to be the king of the trolling shit.
Yeah.
Like, he should be eating away at this whole Logan Paul situation. Like, they could have been going back and forth, making Jake Paul, whatever, and make the shit super interesting. But you can tell his responses to those videos were, oh, here's a video of me with my kid and we with my family. Like, you see what matters to him now. And when he was in that ring, like, I told Akaash this right in the beginning of the fight. I was like, yo, he's not fighting with confidence.
Yep.
He's not fighting where it's like he knows he can level a motherfucker out with his jab. Like, he was fighting a little scared. Yeah. And it's like, it's not the same guy anymore.
It's not the same guy. And I'll be honest, I don't think he's as dominant at this weight class. I think that his competitive advantage is 145 pounds. He is incredibly powerful at 145 pounds. Cannot take his punch at 145 pounds. At 155, guys start being able to take his punch, especially the bigger 155 pounders.
Right.
And he doesn't have the gas tank to go long enough to get that decision.
Right.
So his competitive advantage was lights out you're going to sleep. He sleeps guys at 145, no problem. Smaller 155ers, maybe he sleeps them. But if he even tried to go up to 170, you're not sleep. Look what he did to Nate Diaz. Now, he has an amazing chin. He knocks him down a bunch, but you're not putting him to sleep. It's not lights out.
What's Nate Diaz's weight?
He's 155 to 170, but Nate will fight comfortably at 170. He's a big 155.
Okay.
Right? So now he doesn't have this competitive advantage, and he doesn't have the cardio to take him into those later rounds. And then seeing what happened with Dustin, like he landed a couple shots. I think he had Dustin hurt once, but he didn't realize it.
Yeah.
There was a time where he had to hurt.
Yeah, he had a left that hit him good.
And I think Dustin even said afterwards, he hit me with one shot that was hard, and if he followed up, I could have been in trouble. But I just don't think he fucking needs it anymore.
Yeah.
And people talk about the lower leg kick, which seems to be a trend now in MMA. I don't know if you realized.
I saw it with Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy did it against Paulo Costa. Even before that,
he did it with
Izzy's
Romero,
teammate with
the
Romero.
Thigh.
Yep, the thigh. But Izzy's teammate, Volkanovski, did it against Max Holloway in their first fight and really stopped Max Holloway. And it's a way to mitigate boxers and guys who come straight forward.
Right.
Because in order to come straight forward, you got to put a little pressure on that front leg.
Yeah.
And if they're sitting down on that front leg, they can't check it as easily, especially guys who have a really good jab. You're stomping that jab, and if you're fucking cracking away, Dustin Poirier said it as well, but Justin Gaethje said it when he was fighting Khabib. He goes, if I had him almost hurt and out of here, you're like, what? What are you talking about? But what he's referring to is those leg kicks. If you land a few leg kicks, Gaethje said is like, if I land 4 or 5 leg kicks, you can't move.
Yeah, especially if you're a ground guy. Yeah, like it's hard to go and like take shots and get takedowns if your legs are compromised.
If you can't jump off that leg or lunge off that leg.
That was my question: is how do you defend against that? Like,
I
mean, that's what everybody's
the
saying.
leg kick?
Yeah.
What you do is, it's still painful. Instead of letting him kick you on the like muscular part of your calf, you check check the kick. So you turn your foot out so it goes shin on shin. And both of you hit each other's shins and you're both like, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want to go
shin on shin. He might think twice
shit.
if that happens twice.
100%.
And he might be like, if I want to do that again.
100%.
And I think in my memory, I'm thinking back, Izzy will do that.
Yeah.
He'll turn it out.
When we would like your fake box with your friends and not hitting in the face, but remember you do like body shots or like shoulder shots. You ever like do that with your buddies? What I would do sometimes is I would stick an elbow out, right? We're not punching in the face, but I just go like this with my elbow. If anybody's watching video, you can probably see it. And all it takes is your buddy punching you in your elbow once. You're just punching bone before they start realizing, oh, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's not fun anymore.
That's not fun at all. I need to be. I'm not throwing hard punches. It can really hurt my hand. Same effect can happen with the checks. So Conor can regroup and he can like learn how to like check a kick better, right?
Okay.
I just don't think it's worth it for him.
I was hoping he would do well because it'd be cool to see happy Conor fighting well. But yeah, as soon as I saw he's all happy, you're like, yo, I don't think he's
bro. He's not insecure enough.
What do you mean?
He is too confident in who he is as a person and a man.
Yeah.
He has the confidence to exist. He said in the press conference, there's a really interesting point where he goes, the weird part is, I know I lost, but I'm not that upset about it. I got to think about this. It's a real like almost throwaway line.
Yeah.
And to me, that was the most important line of the whole post-fight presser. He wasn't that upset about the loss. He didn't need the victory in order to validate who he is as a man. He's validated through business. He's validated through family. He's validated through these other things. He didn't need the fight. There's a time where the fight was all he had.
Yeah, he had to fight to get out. Now he's out.
Now he's out. But not only did he have to fight to get out, like fighting was his identity, right? That was the only thing that people appreciated him for. When you build a $100 million business out of alcohol, people can go, oh, I really appreciate this guy as a businessman. And maybe he has these other endeavors that he's starting to do. When he, makes sure that like this gym doesn't close in Ireland, he like just paid off their debt because they were really struggling because of COVID. And people go, oh my God, what an amazing person, just come in the last minute and save it. People go, wow, you're a really sweet guy. And he goes, yeah, I am a pretty sweet guy. I don't need to kill people or punch them in the face until they're unconscious in order to feel validated.
Yeah. I think he realized it after his loss against Khabib, is that he loses and goes, oh, there's life after this.
Yes.
I like my legacy. People still love me. I still walk around the street and shut down the mall. I'm so famous. Like, I think he realized, like the perception is, oh, if I lose this, I'm no longer the best fighter. Like my life is over. And then he realized, oh, life is great.
Life is still great. I'm still loved. Sorry to interrupt, but and it was a little different than the Diaz fight, because I think in the Diaz fight, he truly felt that he could beat Nate Diaz. He truly felt like he could. He's like, he tapped me out. I got tired. That's on me. Mm-hmm. I, to this day, do not believe that he believes he can beat Khabib. And there is a difference there, right?
He knows. Khabib got him. Khabib's better. Like, he's just better.
Yeah.
And you can accept that.
Yeah, he watched Khabib fight everyone. Watched Khabib fight Justin. It was like, I don't want this.
Even, I don't know. It's
not even I don't want this. I just lost to somebody better. I can't. I can live with that. Weirdly, this guy's just better. Like, there's nothing I could have done. Yeah. If the Nate Diaz fight went the way Andrew's saying, it's like, bro, I could have fucking got him. That's gonna eat away at you. And he did get him. Like, there's no way I could have got him. He's just better. What can you do?
Yeah.
It's interesting because he was basically saying that he wasn't that angry, but he lost at least $100 million when he lost that fight.
Yep.
This is the crazy thing. So I have on like pretty good, trustworthy information that he was going to fight Pacquiao, but that was locked in. Mm-hmm. But he has to win this fight in order to build up the interest to fight Pacquiao. That Pacquiao fight is worth tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah. Because
if he beats Pacquiao, he gets the welterweight belt. It would be for a championship. Pacquiao has a belt. He beat Keith Thurman. I think he's just been inactive. So imagine McGregor crosses sports, somehow managed to squeak out a decision over an aging Pacquiao. Forget it. You're the biggest fight. You're the biggest fighter in history.
Yeah, he's back on top. Khabib thing doesn't even matter.
Who cares about Khabib? When you come back, now you have a fight with Khabib that's going to be worth crazy, and Khabib probably would come back for that, right? Not only that, you take the Jake Paul fight. I heard there was serious consideration.
Really?
Yeah. So that's a $50 million fight as well, minimum. It's probably more once you're the welterweight champion, right? Now, there's going to be significantly less interest probably because if he beats an actual boxer, then who cares about Jake Paul fighting him, right? But dude, this guy lost at least 100 million, maybe more, 150 million.
I mean, it's like you're at like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You know what I mean? Like he was like 3 questions away from being fucking massive.
Yeah, but it's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire if a millionaire is sitting in the chair. You see what I'm saying?
So and what you said right there is the reason why he's not that bummed, and that tells you everything. He's bummed because he knows he's gonna have to take the licks on the internet. I imagine. Yeah. And again, this is me speculating. I don't fucking know Conor, but like. It just seems to me, and I'm kind of happy about it, that the guy is good with his life.
It's an ego blow, and ego is born out of insecurity. And if you were secure and you're confident, it only hurts so much.
Yeah.
You know, I was also thinking when you brought up how much he made off Proper 12, he made $100 million advertising, going and making appearances. Body took no real punishment except fucking landing a plane.
He really enjoyed it, probably.
Ears popping.
He was meeting people.
Fun, like... $100 million. So you described he lost $100 million, but think of the abuse he has to take for $100 million.
Yeah.
He's looking at his daughter like, I'm going to take that many shots in the head. Boxing especially. Yeah. Boxing is fucking devastating. Bang, bang, bang. I got a daughter. For the same amount of money, I've already got fuck you money. I'm already good forever. And I got a liquor brand that made me this money. No physical exertion.
Yeah, and he's mad emotional too now. Like in the press conference, like someone asked him a question. It was like a real like complimentary, like kind of like just like stroke him question. But it was like, you know, you're taking the loss so well. Like you must be like, you know, you're trying to create an example for your children, blah, blah, blah. And just like really buttering him up about his kids. And he was like, wow, like you're really making me well up right now. Like he like paused because he was going to start crying.
I think a daughter can change you more if you're like a guy like that than anything.
Yeah. But he's like tapped in like emotionally now. Like I thought the family shit was just kind of like him playing it up. But I think he's really about it.
I think that Conor's a really sophisticated guy. And I think that part of the reason why we're so drawn to him is because he is really attached to like who he is as a man. And I think that loss to Khabib, like recognizing that he's not good enough to beat Khabib, he had to eat that. He had to stomach that. He didn't have to stomach Nate, because he knew he could. Yeah. But he had to accept that there was somebody he was not going to be able to beat. And then when he did that, he accepted himself and all the great things that he has, and that was the worst thing for him. Yeah. The worst thing for a fighter is going, I'm good enough. Yeah. The worst thing for any creative is, I'm good enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a tricky thing. Yeah. It's hard. When you achieve something that you really want and you're searching for the next achievement, right? It can be depressing. Sometimes you move everyone to Florida. Do you know what I mean? No, but in all seriousness, like
No, but in all seriousness, we're going to Florida.
We're going to Florida, 100%, Miami. No, but in all seriousness, in his circumstance, I totally understand why he's better off for it. He'll have a way better career afterwards. He won't be one of these guys 50 years old trying to do comeback fights
Losing
and
himself. He won't be fucking the wrestler or whatever that movie was.
Oh, yeah.
But I also think there is a maturation to Conor that's happened. Like, there was some thug shit to him. Didn't he slap an old guy at a bar?
Yeah, he's throwing like the fucking dolly through the bus window.
I mean, this guy has some thug shit to him, but I think once you got money, you got something to lose, and you got a kid, it's like, bro, I can't.
Insecurity, bro.
I have to, yeah.
And then he got humble too. For him.
Yeah, it's great.
This might not be the best comparison, but I just keep thinking of Charlamagne.
Interesting.
It's kind of like the same kind of transformation he had. Yeah. He's like rough around the edges, a little shock jock in the beginning. And like people loved him for it. Like we were like glued to everything he was doing. And then has pretty much almost fuck you money. And it's like, and he's self-aware. He's living for his daughters now. It's like
he achieved everything that he wanted to achieve. And then after doing that, he realized, oh shit, I still got to work on myself. Achieving this alone is not going to make me happy.
There's more to life.
There's more to life. And I got to fucking work on that in order to understand who I am. And then you understand who you are and you're like, oh shit, I get to do this because I love it. But I don't have to feed this insatiable beast inside of me. This insecurity. Yeah, it's I don't know. I hope he retires.